other sock became, this side became one of the sleeves. So that would be like that. Here's the other side. So I took this part after cutting it, and I cut it here and here. Then I cut it in half, and that part becomes the two sleeves. Then this part on the other sock becomes the sweater part. Now here, this part that I already started sewing on is going to become this part here. Okay, cut it right there. I opened it up. This is it right there, the heel, and I left it attached, but I started sewing it right there, the red. So this part right here, once I'm done, I can either cut it off very carefully, and then once I'm done sewing it, it's going to become a pocket. Okay, this I have to sew inward, and I'm going to sew it there on the sides and here and up here a little bit, so that the dolls, kind of like a hoodie type, but this is also going to be a onesie. Okay, now I'm going to show you. I'm using all the pieces of the socks. I'm going to do one onesie, and I'm going to use this part to make a sweater for one of the other dolls. So one pair of socks becomes one sweater and one onesie. Now this onesie is going to have this part attached to it because this is going to be the back part. But right here, this part, okay, this part right here, and you open it up, becomes the pocket for the onesie. Now over here, this is the toe part, this one that I cut. Okay, now because this one has already this piece right here, I already did the cuff so that it doesn't curl up. I sewed that cuff in, and then how I did the cuff is I cut the piece from down here, and it wasn't too big, as you can see right there, but over here I held it together with some pins, and I put it like that, and then I'm sewing the edges together, but I'm opened it up, and that's how I was doing it. I'm not done with this one. I just sewed up to there because then I'm like, why am I not recording this? But when you're sewing it, you have to turn the sock over on the inside, and that's how you sew it. And then when you're ready, you sew everything this way, and then you turn everything over once you're done sewing. So this will be sewn onto this part. The hoodie will be back here, and I'm going to make a little pocket because I want to add a string to it. So that's going to go there like that. Then that's the pocket. Then this is the other sleeve. Then this is the sock turned inside out. This is the heel part, and I'm leaving the heel part there, okay? But like onesies back in the day, they had this little flap that would have two buttons, and I'm going to, with some fabric puffy paint, I'm going to add two little dabs, or even maybe. And then here, what I'm going to do is on the lines, I took the doll and I put her on top of this, and on this marked line with the pen, I'm going to sew that from here all the way up, and on the other side, and then with some sharp scissors, I'm just going to cut right there, the middle, where there's no hem. Okay, and then this part I'm going to sew on to this part, because if this were not like this, I would have to, this is the side, this is the flat part of your foot, but I had to do it like this because if not, then the Santa Clauses would be on the sides, and I want the Santa Clauses to be in the middle, the front and the back. This is the hoodie, and these are the sleeves. Okay, and I'm going to leave the heel on because I want this onesie to have the footsies on it also. And on this part, on the other side, I'm also going to use the fabric puffy paint to add those little dots that some socks, the walking socks, have on it. I'm going to do that, okay? So I'm going to sew all of these, this here, this line here. I'm going to sew these and then sew them on to here, okay? I'm going to sew the hoodie on to this part, this sleeve here, and once that is ready, I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Using this red fabric paint that I purchased from Walmart, I am going to do a couple of dots on the bottom of each of the footsies. And this is going to give it that realistic look that I'm going for. I gave it about an hour or two of drying time to make sure that once I stood the doll up, they wouldn't come off. I am taking some red nail polish, a pin, and I'm covering a surface, and I am taking 2 small buttons. I purchased a pack from Walmart that was on clearance, and I'm just going to paint them red. They're actually not going to look red, they're going to look black, but I am just taking those once they dry, and with my hot glue gun, I am going to glue them to the bottom part, the back side of the onesie, as you can see here. Now I'm hot gluing a small round red bead, and these are the types that you would buy from the Dollar Tree or the craft store. I don't remember exactly where I purchased this one, but I just gave it a cute red nose. This is what the bottom looks like with those little fabric paint dots on them. Makes it look realistic. That's the pocket where the doll could put in her hands, and that's the hoodie. I feel like the hoodie needs something to complete it, so I'm taking this small child's sock, and I used the other one for a different DIY. Now I'm cutting it in half, and then that half I am going to cut it in another half, and this I am going to glue, hot glue, all the way around the edge of the hoodie, as you can see here. You can do this with needle and thread, but I'm going to do it with the hot glue gun, and if I do wash this piece, I'm going to do it by hand. Here I am just taking some of these pom-poms that they sell at the Dollar Tree, and I am just going to hot glue one right there on the spot where the Santa Claus has his, just to give it that little extra.
And here it is, my new onesie, and just so you guys can see, I am modeling it for you, and it has all the conveniences of a human-sized onesie. We hope that you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. Please leave us a comment and let us know what you think of this DIY